Grigor, along the match, beside the fact that you...
Me too. I said me too. Go ahead.
Right, exactly, yeah. During the match, what made this...
Sorry.
What did you make conscious and secure that this would be different from the previous matches in which you had great performances but you couldn't beat Roger? What did you see that would make this possible this time?
Well, everything was different. Different circumstances, different court, different time of the tournament. I can say so many things that are different. I was more present, to be honest. I was more of myself throughout every point, every game that I played. In the past, it's always been very hard to play against him. He always came up pretty fiery and make an early break. And it's actually the same thing happened today, but I just, it's been a long time that I've been on that court, so for sure that I had a little bit of nerves and just trying to readjust, but I felt very comfortable from the first point, despite the fact that, I was missing a little bit here and there. I had a few opportunities, so I kept on believing in what I had to do and, in my game plan, and I was moving really well. I was hitting my backhand pretty good, changing up the shots, and one of the only things for me was to try to keep them as much as possible on the court. I think I was, and I did that very well. A lot of long games, and yeah, clearly in the end he was not at his best, but I used every opportunity I had.
You've had a lot of ups and downs in your career, but it feels like this has been especially a steep climb. I saw your match in Atlanta against King, and I would not have thought that you'd be in the semifinals of this tournament.
Yeah, me too.
To get there. So what has been able to click into place this quickly for you to just go from there to here?
Consistency, and despite the fact that I was losing very, tough matches, close matches against players that, clearly, as you said, I shouldn't lose, but yet I did. I kept on believing in the process, kept on working, kept on trying to improve whatever else I had to improve on my end, and I really controlled the things that I could. And I think that's as simple as that. And sometimes the most simple things are the hardest. And yeah, it was not a pretty time, I'm not gonna lie. But for me also today was, I don't want to sound too humble, but it was just another match for me, really. I don't want to say I had nothing to lose because I felt I did, but I just, came out prepared the best way that I could, especially coming out from the past 2 weeks of preparation and fitness and good matches. So I'm trying to build off that, and little by little, hopefully, things are starting to fall into their place, and today was just another step.
Well, this is obviously a tremendous high. What was the low for you?
It was that low that I don't even want to go there anymore. It was just obviously injury, losing, points, ranking. That's the lowest point of any player. I think the past 6-7 months have been pretty rough for me. But I had somebody to lean on. My friends, my family. I kept on believing again in the work and the rehab that I had to put behind my shoulder, and the exercise, the practice, the fixing up the racket a little bit. So there were so many things that I had to adjust in such a small but big period of time. And next thing you know, you're almost end of the year and you have a result like that. It's pretty special to me.
Grigor, you said throughout the tournament that you didn't really want to look back, you didn't want to look too far forward, you just sort of wanted to be present in the moment. In that moment, as you're trying to close this match out, how difficult was it to sort of stay in that moment? Were there thoughts swirling through your head about what this could mean for you?
Yeah, here and there, but sometimes when you've gone through so many matches of maybe getting a little bit tight in the end, a little bit nervous and so on, thoughts and whatever, you're starting to learn a little bit. And today was one of those days that, when I was serving for the match, I was just, just as relaxed in the sense that, I was able to control my nerves pretty good, control my shots, and taking the right decision. That's the most important. And clearly, I had 3 first serves and good points, so that for sure helped as well.
This is your great night, Grigor, but in part it is because you beat such an incredible champion. You know him so well. What is his great strength? What is his gift? Or genius?
His strength, a lot. I mean, clearly a lot. But I think one of the best quality that I've always admired in him is moving on. Doesn't matter what kind of point he's playing, winning, losing, he just moves on, and that's a hell of a quality to have. And he's building that up for, the past decade, and I think that's also where from where his mental strength comes in. Of course, he's a great player and plays amazing and does amazing shots and, serve everything. I mean, there's not enough words to describe him clearly, but as a player, I noticed other things that I always, admired and focus on, and try to make sure that, I learn from that as well.
When he wins the first set, gets ahead, it's so hard to come back and beat him. How do you stay in there, stay confident, and turn it around?
As I said, I knew what to do. And also I know why I lost the first set, so that didn't rattle me as much. Especially, when I sat down on that changeover, I was, definitely pissed because I had a few opportunities here and there, but I wasn't able to capitalize on that. And then I think I raised my bar a little bit of my movement. I kept him in the points quite a lot, and just kind of make him. I felt a little bit uncomfortable. I started coming in and started using a few drop shots, and I mean clearly I had to change up something in order to see where he's at, and yeah, and I think the percentage of the first serve went up as well a little bit. That helps a lot against him, and the decision making of my shots was really good. I'm really happy with that one today.
Last two, right here.
You talk about keeping Roger in points. I mean, the long game in the fourth, that went like 20 or 30 minutes. You end up losing that game on his serve, but it seemed like it kind of had a lasting effect on him.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very happy, even though I lost the game. I did exactly what I wanted to do.
How important did you think that was going to the fifth set? Because I mean, he looked gassed in the fifth, and you seemed like it almost like spiked your energy a little bit.
Well, I didn't know to what extent his injury was or whatever was bothering him, but I think even when I lost that game, I was actually smiling going through the changeover, because I was like, well, that game must have hurt him a lot, and for me it filled me up. So I try to use that negative sort of situation into my positive, and after that fourth set, I felt also he kind of needed a little bit of break as well. But I, kept on pushing through. I think in the first game, in the fifth, I put so many returns back, pretty much all the returns. So he had to go. He wanted to keep the points really short, and I used basically every single opportunity I had.
Congrats, great day.
Thank you.
And if when you were down 2-1, what were you thinking? How did you understand that you were fitter than him?
How did I know that?
How did you understand that you were
Okay.
more fit than him? Fitter? I don't know. If you did. And
Well,
also, if you expect to be fitter than Medvedev, that today we saw him sometimes in troubles physically.
Yeah, I don't look that far ahead. I had Roger in front of me today, and again, I was not even focusing on Roger. I was focusing on myself, and I was kind of looking at on my dashboard, see where I was at, really. I knew what I had in my legs. I know what I had in my body overall, so that gives me a great comfort, whoever I play, and today was also one of those days that I had to stay as much as possible on the court.
So you didn't realize that he was somehow in trouble?
Obviously, I started seeing in the fifth, but even if I was like, let's say, even if I would have gone 2 sets to love down, I wouldn't have give up. I would still stay in the court and on court and just try to do as much as possible to make sure that, you know, whether I rattle him or put him off balance. So, you know, I kept on pushing, I kept on believing, and I was hitting, I think, very good shots, playing good tennis, and that got me through the line.
Gary, can we ask one follow-up just about Medvedev? Because can you describe what you've seen in Medvedev that has propelled him to this great run, and what sort of a challenge he is for you?
I don't know. I think obviously he's been pretty focused throughout the whole summer. He's been having a great summer, a lot of confidence building up, winning Cincinnati, being already here. So a lot of, I mean, a lot of good matches, a lot behind him. Really, I haven't looked that closely. I've just seen a little bit in the background here how he has played, and you know, clearly he's doing something right. So it's not, again, it's not going to be an easy match, but you know, I have a good day tomorrow, and here we go again.
Thank you, everyone.